So friends, remember when, at a White House meeting, Donald Trump threatened to cut off certain funding to the state of Maine, and Maine's governor, Janet Mills, told Trump, "We'll see you in court." Well, guess who just won that battle? Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, do you remember when we all saw Donald Trump try to bully the governor of Maine in a White House meeting? He said to Governor Janet Mills, in substance, "You better do what we tell you to do. You better fall in line." And Governor Mills was having none of it, and she said, "We'll see you in court." Now, I will not inflict Donald Trump's voice on you, but here's what he said in response to Governor Mills challenging him, saying, "We'll see you in court." Trump said, "Good, I'll see you in court. I'll look forward to that. That should be a real easy one." Well, here's the new reporting on that dispute between Governor Janet Mills and Donald Trump. Headline in The Guardian, "Win for Maine as Trump officials agree to halt school funding freeze." In February, when the president directly threatened to revoke funding from the state at a White House meeting with governors, Janet Mills, Maine's Democratic governor, had responded, "We'll see you in court," in a widely shared exchange. And here's some reporting from MSNBC. Headline, "Trump administration backs down in dispute with Maine over trans athletes." The Trump administration has agreed to restore federal funding for educational programs in Maine, ending a freeze sparked by the president's opposition to the state's policies on transgender athletes. The agreement settles a lawsuit filed last month by Maine Attorney General Aaron Frey against the U.S. Agricultural Department after Agriculture Secretary Brooks Rollins froze funding for nutrition programs. And this from Maine's Attorney General. Quote, "It's unfortunate that my office had to resort to federal court just to get the USDA to comply with the law and its own regulations," Frey said in a statement. "But we are pleased that the lawsuit has now been resolved and that Maine will continue to receive funds as directed by Congress to feed children and vulnerable adults." "I'll see you in court," Mills responded. At a news conference on Friday, Governor Mills, a moderate Democrat, celebrated the Trump administration backing down. Quote, "I told him I'd see him in court," she said. Well, we did see him in court, and we won. So friends, I think we only need to talk about one takeaway from this legal development. Governor Janet Mills stood up to the bully and won. You know, the bully was full of a whole bunch of bluff and bluster, spewing out all kinds of nonsense, trying to threaten and intimidate Governor Janet Mills, but ultimately, the bully backed down. You know, if everyone, every organization, every law firm, every university would show the same courage and determination as Governor Janet Mills, you know, stand up for what's right, what's lawful, what's constitutional, the bully would get weaker and weaker. His grip on power would loosen, and ultimately, he would lose his dictatorial grasp altogether. So the one takeaway in this story, in a world full of Donald Trumps, be a Janet Mills. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.